The U.S. Navy revealed that attack boats of the Iran Revolutionary Guard harassed two U.S. Coast Guard vessels just after the U.S. and Iranian governments committed to new negotiations. Here are the details. NBC reports that a group of Iranian vessels from the country's Revolutionary Guard harassed two U.S. Coast Guard ships for 3 hours in the Persian Gulf earlier this month. The U.S. Navy said on Tuesday that this was the first such incident in a year, and the encounter on April 2nd came just as the U.S. and Iran had restarted negotiations on reviving the 2015 nuclear agreement between Tehran and world powers. 3 Iranian fast attack boats and 1 larger ship, a 55-meter twin-hulled vessel, approached and swarmed the Coast Guard ships at close range. The larger Iranian ship repeatedly crossed in front of the 2 U.S. vessels at an unnecessarily close range, coming within 70 yards, according to a U.S. Navy statement. Some regional experts say the Revolutionary Guard has sought to provoke tense encounters in the past to undermine Iranian diplomacy with the West. Iran's foreign minister recently said the Revolutionary Guard has often undercut his government's diplomacy and that he himself had zero influence over foreign policy. The ongoing tension between Iran and the U.S. is considered to be one of the world's most dangerous political power kegs that could ignite and explode into a third world war. That's because any military conflict between the two nations would likely draw in all of the world's most powerful countries. Speaking of dangerous political power kegs that can explode into world war, here's some more videos about simmering tensions that are putting world peace at risk. Iranian journalist Mohammad Awaz claims to have received leaked information from the country's government about the assassination of Iran's leading nuclear scientist on Friday. Awaz says the attack was carried out by 12 gunmen who were supported by a team of 50 operatives providing them with information and logistics. He says the hit squad knew Mohsen Fakhrizade's security convoy was on its way to his holiday home and were waiting in ambush at a traffic circle marking the entrance to the town of Asbard. As the convoy entered the traffic circle, a car bomb exploded, hitting the rear security car. The 12 attackers then opened fire on the middle car with machine guns and 2 sniper rifles. According to Awaz, one of the attackers then dragged the scientist out of his car and executed him. The attackers then disappeared, and so far not one attacker has been caught. The Iranian Fars news agency gave a conflicting report, saying that there were no gunmen and that the attack was done by firing a remote-controlled machine gun mounted on the truck that later exploded. Newsweek reports that China is increasing its pressure on Taiwan and the Biden administration with an aggressive new tactic. Taiwan's military showed that on March 29th, 10 Chinese warplanes invaded Taiwanese airspace to the island's south and west, while Japan reports that another 2 Chinese planes cut through its southern airspace to skirt Taiwan's eastern airspace. A Taiwanese official said that the move was designed to practice cutting Taiwan off from Japanese and American intervention if China carries through on its threats to invade Taiwan. This latest incursion saw 4 Chinese J-16 fighters and 4 J-10 fighters entering Taiwan's air defense zone in the southeast, together with a KJ-500 control plane. A Y-8 anti-submarine plane was also tracked flying all the way from the southeast to the southwest of the zone. Japan also tracked 2 Chinese Y-9 planes, one of which turned to fly along the eastern border of Taiwan's air defense zone. Iranian-backed hackers have been hacking VPNs around the world and, no joke, their campaign has been dubbed Fox Kitten. A new report by cybersecurity firm ClearSky has found that hackers backed by the Iranian government have been exploiting bugs in corporate VPN servers in a bid to infiltrate and plant backdoors onto devices. Over the past 3 years, the so-called Fox Kitten campaign targeted numerous companies around the world, ranging from the IT sector to the oil and gas, aviation, government, and security sectors. In some cases, the hackers were able to exploit vulnerabilities in a short period of time. According to the report, the hackers developed and used infrastructure that would allow them to control and access their targets in the long term. They were able to use this technique to steal valuable information from targeted companies. However, researchers said that this could also be used to spread malware such as Zero Clear and Dustman. According to ZDNet, both of these malware are designed to delete as much data from hacked devices as possible. ZDNet points out that the report dispels the notion that Iranian cyber hackers aren't as sophisticated as hackers in Russia, China, or North Korea. Iran's military on Saturday admitted that its air defense system had shot down Ukraine's Flight 752 by mistake. Citing Iranian official statements, the New York Times said the passenger jet had been misidentified as a U.S. cruise missile. After days of denial, the government's confession sparked protests on the streets over the regime's fatal mistake. The New York Times reports that the Tor is a mobile system carrying 8 missiles that can be operated without input from other air defense infrastructure. Citing defense analyst Steven Zaloga, Bloomberg reports that the missile's guidance system is unable to distinguish cruise missiles from military aircraft or civilian airplanes. Citing Flight Radar 24, Bloomberg reports that the Boeing 737 made a slight right turn 2 minutes after its takeoff from Tehran International Airport, which was normal. The plane was clearly transmitting its identity and position until it climbed to about 7,900 feet of altitude, presumably because it was hit by missile fire. The plane plunged into a field in between the cities of Persian and Shahryar. All 196 passengers and crew were killed. Due to the Tor's indiscriminate guidance system, most nations do not operate the weapon without connecting it into a command structure. Bloomberg reports that according to Zaloga, SA-15 operators are not supposed to fire without authorization.
For more news animations and explainers, hit the subscribe and bell button to join the TomoNews family. Thanks for watching.